So, ladies, I know when we think about intuition, not only ladies, men too, because for the most part, if you in tune with your intuition, there's nothing that no one can tell you that you're gonna believe or that's fake or nothing, because your intuition gonna tell you what you need to know, right? And I said that because the main thing there is being in tune, right? Being in tune with your intuition. Now, what gets you out of tune? That's the question. What can make you not be in tune with your intuition? And I can answer that. That is your trauma. That is past trauma. And the messed up thing about it, right? About your intuition and trauma being mixed together is that your trauma triggers can feel like intuition, like your intuition is trying to tell you something. And really, it's your trauma triggers. Like things are looking like the same thing that they did before. And just because it looked the same don't always mean that it's the same. Dealing with different people will make you think that you're dealing with the same person or that you need to keep yourself aware and you know what I mean? And as you should most of the time, you know what I mean? You should always be aware, but it's when you start thinking that your intuition is being honest to you and that you should listen to it is a problem. Because really, you're not listening to your intuition, it's your trauma triggers. And those are the things that we need to rectify and consolidate and understand what our traumas are. I don't think personally that we can completely be trauma free. Things happen in your life. It's something that molds you. Your trauma molds you. Your experiences mold you. Things mold you like that. So I don't ever think that we can be trauma free, but I think that we can be trigger trauma free. You see what I'm saying? Like things that normally or have triggered you in the past, you know what I'm saying, can be dealt with. You know what I mean? It can still be a trauma. It can still be something that you're like, ooh, I remember that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going that way again because I don't want it to happen. Like, as a baby, we are traumatized by fire or heat. You know what I'm saying? We touch a fire. Oh my God, that hurts. I never want to do it again. But it doesn't have to be a trigger to us anymore, right? We're just like, okay, we know that that's this and we're not going to do it anymore. We're not, every time we see a fire or a flame, we're not like, oh my God, oh, you know? And I think that we can train ourselves to do the same thing with other traumas. But obviously, we have to be able to recognize the trauma, recognize what happened to us, and recognize what that thing did to us. And I think that's something that we don't do. Personally, I know I don't do that because I wouldn't even know I was traumatized or anything has happened to me until something good happened to me and I didn't know how to accept it. Or I thought that something good wasn't something good because my intuition was going off. I had to realize that, and I'm still going through it because honestly, it's something I just realized. I didn't think that what I went through some years ago would really affect me so much today because in my head back then, I was like, it don't matter. Shit, I don't care. But I feel like us saying I don't care suppresses that trauma. So we don't have time to really recognize it and notice it and see where it really went. So I say all of this to say two things. When you feel something, sit in them feelings so that you know it, so you can recognize it. So when you see it, you know what it actually looks like, and not what you think it looks like, right? And then the second thing is for us women is that if we are traumatized or been through trauma and we haven't recognized it, or even our intuition can't be valid, or isn't that it's not valid, it can't be 100% correct. We can't completely solely go off our intuition when we haven't dealt with our traumas because it's hard to figure out the difference if you're not sitting in them and recognizing them and bringing light to them. All right, y'all. I know it's been a minute, but you know what I'm saying? I had some wisdom to spread today.